Hi everybody, in this latest interview in the DECT NR Plus interview series, I'm talking today to Sven-Egil Nielsen of Nordic Semiconductor. Sven-Egil is CTO or Chief Technology Officer at Nordic. Sven-Egil, perhaps you can tell us a little bit about your background and the background to your company.
Thank you, Vince. I can certainly do that. So, my background, most of my life I've been working in the semiconductor industry, different roles. Started in Nordic Semiconductor 22 years ago in sales and marketing and done operations, R&D, many different things in Nordic Semiconductor. And for those who don't know, Nordic Semiconductor, we are a company that provides components for wireless communication. I've been doing that for 20 odd years. Today, we consider ourselves a leader in the IoT space, providing more than 2 million devices per day shipped to our customers to build any kind of IoT product or products that connects. It's been a journey where we've gone from being 100 people to 1,500 people last time I counted. And as we've grown, we also, of course, expanded our field of view and our technology base.
So I've known Nordic for quite a long time, and obviously from the connectivity part of the industry to start off with, but you clearly have a focus on the IoT sector at the moment. That's a major share of your business, is it?
It depends how you define IoT, really. And I think that IoT is a broad definition. And if you're looking at that, I think it is, I would say it's a very big part of our business. There's also some, of course, more fun things we're involved in, like consumers, like gaming things and VR. But, IoT is where we see the growth, and it's sort of the strong belief that everything will be connected and everything you can act and measure on everything. And that happens around us right now as we speak, and maybe not people talking about it, but things gets connected at an enormous pace every day.
Well, as you know, our space is the DECT spectrum. And when was it that Nordic first started to explore the possibility of using DECT's dedicated spectrum as the base for the new standard that we're now calling DECT NR+?
Got a call back in 2019 from our engineers who'd been in discussions with both DECT and Wirepass about this thing called DECT. And I said, DECT? That's just for phones. What do we care, right? And turns out that behind that, there were some really good ideas. Everyone understands that the DECT phones are going away. There's a forum, it's been operating for a long time with a good member base. And maybe there's something that could be done differently. And maybe the spectrum, as you refer to, could be used for something different than just cordless phones. And actually look at how can it play a role in IoT. So that was back in 2019, where I was first approached by our engineers that thought this was a good idea. After a little while, I seem to agree.
So you mentioned Wirepass there. How's the cooperation program with Wirepass worked out for you?
It worked very well, and we worked very closely with Wirepass in this development. So from the first time when we were looking at how to do it, for us it was we set aside I call it a skunk works. It was a small group, get something going, prove some concepts, and we did that in collaboration with Wirepass. At some point we decided, hey, this seems to be working pretty well. And we put a big project organization. We've been working with Wirepass continuously since. They have their responsibility in the products that we define, and we have our part we've been focusing on. From a standards perspective, the contribution side, it's also been a split. We've been working on mostly sort of the radio, the physical layers, the algos, and so forth. Wirepass is looking at the mesh and the connectivity on our product. So it's been a really, really good collaboration.
They're a good company, aren't they? A lot of fun to work with, I've found so far.
They're a great company to work with.
Yeah. So how big do you see the potential for DECT NR+?
I don't, it's a funny question because I don't know. But what I do know is that we came from a skunkworks to a small organization project, and now everyone is screaming to get it done. So we had to ramp significantly this year in terms of our engineers and throw everything at it because, there's so much interest out there. We've been showcasing it. We've been showing what it can do, and we've been talking about it for, I guess, the last 9 months or so. And there's a lot of interest. It's a lot of interest. That's what I can say.
Yeah, well, you now, with Wirepass, publicly demonstrated NR Plus at Mobile World Congress and again at Embedded World, and these are real milestones. What did the demo consist of, and how did it go?
I mean, I went to Mobile World Congress myself, and I saw the demos, and we were communicating across 2 halls. I think Wirepass was in 7, we were in 5. Yeah, we had an intermittent point between to making sure it works, and it was connected all the time, and it worked great. Technology is robust, and it worked great, and yeah, it was actually very cool to demo it and not just talk about it. It was very cool to have it up and running, and I think it gave a lot of confidence for customers that, hey, this is a real technology.
Well, you were getting good feedback, were you, from the customers for this demo?
Yes, and it just fuels the interest. Yeah. Fuels the interest right now. As you know, one thing is to have paperware and talk about it, and of course, NR Plus comes with some really, really nice attributes, but actually showing it working. That was very impressive.
Well, yeah, I've worked with a lot of technologies in the past where it seems to have taken quite a lot longer for hardware to become available to actually demonstrate the concepts that people were talking about. NR Plus does seem to have happened very quickly, and I guess that's based on the availability of your own NRF91 hardware products.
And the thing is that, I mean, it has taken some time to get where we are today through specification work and so forth, but yeah, actually having real in-hand products is helping. Now, building the technology, we had our own technology in mind all the way because we wanted to get something that was real, tangible.
Well, of course, the question that everybody starts asking at this point, and Nordic Semiconductor is in the driving seat where the silicon's concerned, but everybody will want to know when DECT NR Plus can be a real solution that can be deployed.
And this year, we're enabling people to start developing with it.
Yeah.
So this year we're seeding customers with software and solutions. And if you want to deploy, I think we're looking at production quality software, sort of end year and beginning of next year. That's when things are becoming robust. But I think during the year we're going to do multiple drops of firmware and enable customers to do development. And you know, knowing how everything's on energy, 12 to 18 months design time, sort of minimum. I think we're in good shape to see products being deployed in 2024. That would be.
And do you think DECT NR Plus can really shake up the market and challenge the cellular-based solutions that have been heavily promoted by the cellular operators?
And honestly speaking, we promoted too the cellular solutions, but it does have, I mean, the technology has some really nice attributes, and I think it's really 3 things, right? It's long range. You can do, you know, a couple of kilometers range, yep. Good data rate, like 300 kilobits at least, and it has the spectrum that is dedicated for DECT. And there isn't a lot of technologies that has all these 3 things.
No.
And therefore, because of those attributes, and I could have mentioned some small, but these 3 things makes it really, really attractive. And the question is, yeah, how does it marginalize other technologies? I think it complements. It certainly competes with traditionally speaking sub-gigahertz devices that today is somehow very constrained on data. It does perhaps complements cellular solutions as well, which, you know, can offer some of the same things, but maybe more complicated to get to work. So yeah, it could be a very good fit for industrial applications where you operate your own private network in a way. So it has some really nice attributes to it, some very nice things.
Well, we're hugely excited about it and very, very pleased that both Nordic Semiconductor and Wirepass are now part of the DECT Forum, helping us bring this technology to market. I hope we'll get to chat again in the future, Sven-Egil, but thanks so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you for having time to have me on this. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.